Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Everything is just beautiful.
He's on the hunt for weird and wonderful objects.
What a thing! It's carved timber.
And this week is no different. On an epic journey from Norfolk to the West Country,
This is great looking up here, isn't it?
the boys explore a vast collection of bizarre relics from a mythical circus.
Cinderella. I will go to the ball.
And rummaging through 4 floors of a South London antiques warehouse, Drew meets a kindred spirit.
He's just like, what? Just what do you want from me now?
Could you stop talking to that mirror?
With help from his team,
I can see some gold.
Drew draws on decades of experience to discover the extraordinary and the unique.
This is the stuff that really gets me excited.
Despite decades on the road, there's no scientific formula when it comes to planning a buying trip. In fact, to ensure he has a rich mix of pieces to create his unique look, Drew's always intrigued by destinations with an element of the unpredictable.
Some people sort of base their entire business around just selling chairs or just selling lights, and that's fine, but I prefer to have a mix. I'm very much a magpie, and I buy what I like. I've always dealt, you know, in things that sort of surprise people. If you go somewhere a little bit different, the likelihood of finding something out of the ordinary gets greater, and you want to up those odds. So yes, if possible, I'll always go somewhere unusual.
Today, the boys are heading 260 miles southeast of Conwy to the outskirts of the historic Suffolk market town of Bury St Edmunds, where Drew's heard of an enigmatic venture that might offer up some magic for his mix.
So today, T, we are off to meet Mark Copeland, and he runs something called the Insect Circus. So have of that, whatever you want, but that is it. It sounds like fun.
So we genuinely don't know what we're going to see.
No, but insects.
In a circus.
In a circus, yeah. But more than that, I can't tell you.
The cathedral town of Bury St Edmunds is named after King Edmund, who, before St George, was the original patron saint of medieval England. The Abbey of St Edmund, housing relics of the king, was for hundreds of years an important destination for pilgrims before its dissolution in the 16th century. Today, just a few miles away, is a destination housing relics of a very different kind. A shrine to an extraordinary fantasy world created by artist, collector and ringmaster of his touring circus of giant insects, Mark Copeland.
This idea popped up of an insect circus because I'd seen a photograph of elephants on the back of a lorry, and it occurred to me these elephants, I could make them snails. They're like mini-beast elephants. And then it occurred to me that wasps and tigers were very similar, and this whole idea tumbled out. So I thought I'd have a touring gallery.
Welcome to the Insect Circus!
It occurred to me if I've made an entertainment to go in this exhibition, then I could actually charge people to come and look at it rather than have to sell anything. My interest in circus was quite big, so I amassed a kind of collection of bits and bobs I couldn't resist buying, which I think other people should appreciate rather than being just stuck away in a cupboard, which is where they've been for many years, lots of them.
Hello, Drew, how are you?
How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you.
We can't ignore the snail in the room. Look at that. How do you describe what you do?
The Insect Circus, in all ways. We have a museum and also a show. The museum used to be in an old Bedford lorry.
Yeah.
And it's now been installed in a garage. But the snail goes out. It's going out to a wedding this weekend.
A wedding? Is it getting married? What's it?
Somebody saw
a
it somewhere.
giant slug that it's...
She wants to arrive at the... whether
right.
it's a church or not, but she wants to arrive on a snail.
The lady's sitting on... The bride is going to sit on the
Bride
snail.
is going to sit on the snail. We have a little throne that goes on the top.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Normally, I'd go to, you know, an antique fair, antique centre, a dealer, a salvage yard, an auction, and I know, roughly, I'm going to be buying some furniture or some lighting or some decoration, paintings. I really have no clue today. I don't know what we're going to find, and these are the best calls. These are the most exciting, the most interesting, the most diverse, and where you can really find things that nobody's ever seen before.
In here, you can see exactly what it is.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm
very much
intrigued.
so.
Oh.
So,
Oh, wow.
Wasn't expecting that.
No.
no.
How accurate do you have to be with the whip with the insects?
Well, as you see, as you go around, the insects are not necessarily as small as you think they might be.
Incredible. So, I mean, how long has it taken you to put all this together? Because I can see there's some that you've reimagined and then there's some that is real. So it's all sorts of stuff.
Repurposed. Yeah, they're repurposed bits. But they've all been given a little twist.
Mark is a true one-off. He's done something that can only be described as a pure and whole piece of art. I love this. You've got a six-armed...
Yeah, there's a story about
Costume.
ants had to be costumed at a certain time in history because of not to be allowed naked on stage.
He's taken a perception of something that we have and flipped it completely on its back. He's done it in such a way, it's clever, interesting art that makes you think. And then he's gone all the way through, so you almost believe it. Can we fire this one up, the Big
This
Daddy?
one does. Yeah, this
the
one
grand
does.
finale.
Yeah,
Or like the little magnetic bugs bouncing around in the
in
middle.
the middle. Oh, well spotted.
Did you build this?
Yeah. So I made what I couldn't source.
It's an absolutely wonderful thing. So we've got the wasp tamer.
Yeah, they're a bit scary, that one, if you're not a wasp fan.
Oh, my God. These are great. And it's just a joy to watch and see what he's done. You did this.
Yeah.
That's superb.
Well, thank you.
I like the boycott the insect circus by the Performing Insect and Mollusk Defence League. That's brilliant.
Have you got a background in sort of sign writing or lithograph or something like that, have you?
It's graphics training.
It's genuinely brilliant.
Well, thank you.
Nuts, but brilliant. It's really good. And he's taken, even with his different posters from the different eras, he's got all of the letter types and the paper and the colours correct and just all of it. I mean, and the time it takes to do this is vast. It's a huge amount of time. And he's stained, and some are printed, and some are painted, and it's blown my mind. It's blown my mind what he's done here. I should imagine there's not anything for sale here, but there's one thing that I'm itching, but there's one thing on a personal note.
If you imagine fleas to be the scale they would be for
Are they a dog
this
size?
world, they're small dog size.
Small
It's
dog
like
size.
like a Jack Russell. So back in the day, when the insect circuses were touring, every trailer caravan would have one of these on the door. It's just a kind of a insect circus traveller's sign.
Could I buy it?
Yeah.
I'd really, really like to buy it. I just want a memento of this. There are only 3 things in the corner there that haven't been screwed to the wall, and one of them is a no fleas, please. I'm stood with the artist who made it. He's told me where he's put it and what he's done with it. That's how to buy it. It's worth bugger all.
Yeah,
It's worth 50 quid to me.
Excellent.
Sure?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's not for sale. That's that's going home. It's just
I went hum and ha.
Come on then. More fleas.
Right, so in here, yeah, we've got a few bits that I pulled out.
Ooh. Ooh.
I bought this from a friend who deals in antiques. Paid a stupid amount for it.
Yeah.
Because I just fell in love with it. But I've had nowhere to put it. I'll show you this bit.
Wow.
And then you turn it around, it's all 240 volts by the looks.
That's fantastic. I'd just buy that if I could. Oh, my God. Just don't.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, man. There's a blanket on the table, and me being me, nosy, I lifted the blanket, and underneath it, my eyes, like, lit up. and I saw a model of a fairground ride of some gallopers, and they were in the form of lions and elephants and camels and all sorts of things. And then Mark lifts out of the box the frontage for a ghost train model. I literally can't believe what I'm seeing. It's magic. This is it. This is the thing I'm always looking for. It combines everything I love in this part of the antiques and art world, which is showman art, sideshow, folk art, outsider art, scratch built. It's got it all.
This skillfully hand-painted collection of wood and metal fairground models has been signed by one Raymond Green of Lydney, Gloucester, possibly an amateur enthusiast working in the 1930s. Although incomplete, the set comprises a large galloper's roundabout, a Noah's Ark and a ghost train, which would once have been powered with electric motors. After restoration, the collection could fetch around £2,500.
This is the sort of stuff, God, I love so much. What do you want for it?
I don't know.
It's a tricky one to price. It's a tricky one to price.
Near Bury St Edmunds, Drew's overcome with excitement.
This is the sort of stuff, God, I love so much.
It's a cookie collection of fairground automata from the 1930s.
It's a tricky one to price. It's a tricky one to price. All of it, £1,400.
You sure about that?
Yeah,
I'd be very, very happy.
I'd be happy to buy it.
Wow.
Deal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. This is the stuff that really gets me excited.
Wonderful.
I just adore it. I remember going to the first fairground on the old donkey field in Llandudno when I was a kid, when I was about 7 or 8, and I was blown away. And imagine the person that created the ghost train. Say we're in rural Suffolk and that turns up with a 20-foot tall skull and flashing lights on the front. It's gonna have an effect on you. When an object or a collection of objects can make you feel a certain way, it's really something quite magical, isn't it?
Garage done, it's time for Drew and T to head inside for a nose around Mark's cottage.
Good to come in.
Yes, yes, yes.
In the inner sanctum.
I love your house. It's great. Yeah. I love your paintings.
Those are my early pictures.
Did you do those?
Yeah, in the 80s.
God, they're good. Oh, wow. What a great room.
So mostly what's in here.
Look at these.
Those are the originals.
They're great.
So
I'm interested in anything you've got because your eye's so damn good. That's great. Look at this little chap here.
oh yeah.
What do you want? Look at him, you're not going to mess with him, are you? There's a really wonderful photograph of a boys' rugby team and their little black and white stripes and their big leather boots on. Then it starts to dawn on me that the age of this photograph and the age of those boys means they probably were the age when the First World War kicked off. They were at an age to fight without them knowing. But just as a piece of wall art, I adore it. I really like that. £30?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll do that.
Deal. Thank you.
Have you ever heard of a 19th century character called Little Titch?
Yes, I have. Recently, actually. Only heard about him recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't
recently.
think these are little titches, but they're in the style of. And they are a pair of shoes.
Ooh.
I think that they were somewhere up in the northwest, I think it was. Yeah. There was not clog dancing, but there was this sort of...
Like tap dancing?
I don't know, yeah, I don't know how you dance in them without doing yourself
front,
harm. I don't know what size they are, even.
You gonna have a go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna get your foot in there?
Like a glove.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Cinderella.
I will go to the ball. Hey? They literally fit like a glove.
They were made for you. That's probably what you did, you know.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And then you flipped up on them, maybe.
These late 19th or early 20th century English leather stage shoes with large pine board soles were most likely inspired by music hall artiste Harry Relf, better known as Little Titch. Known as flap shoes, they were used to beat out rhythms by slapping the feet heavily on the floor, whilst the elongated ends kept the performer balanced when leaning forward at 45 degrees for comic effect. The pair could be worth around £200.
What do you want for them?
I've no idea.
Are they worth 250? No,
Yeah.
they're not. Are they worth 200? Pushing it. They're definitely worth 150.
Yeah.
So I'll give you £100 for them.
I'd be very happy.
Happy?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
On that scale of really weird things I've bought,
Yeah.
this is right up there.
Oh, there's it. Excellent. I'm pleased about that.
We'll put some nice old laces on them, give them a little bit of a clean, try and do some homework on them, go from there. But they're certainly different. But for £100, I'll take a chance. It's just magic. It's magic. Mark has created this little haven for himself. I think his art is not just good, it's exemplary and it's really good fun. I love everything that he does. He's my new hero. The buys have been great, but I think the find of the day has been Mark and his world.
Well, it's been wonderful having Drew and tea. Yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better day, I don't think. And also managed to sell him something that neither of us really knew what value they were. The shoes. It was the shoes, I thought. That's made my day, I think, selling those.
All sorted. Yep. Mark, thank you so much for today. It's been
Well, thank you, yeah. It's been
an
brilliant
absolute
day.
pleasure for
Yeah.
both of us, it really has.
Brilliant day.
See you soon. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think Mark is my new favourite person. You know, artistically, incredible.
Yeah, oh, his work's amazing.
It's a whole vision, a whole world.
Taken to completion.
Yeah. And all of that art he'd created himself, all of it. Absolutely wonderful.
Leaving behind the mystical world of circus and fairground objects, Drew's keen to try his luck 300 miles southwest, near Totnes, where he's tracked down a dealer with an eclectic mix of interests.
Right, so today, team, we're off to meet a guy called Simon Gilboy, and he produces furniture wax. But he used to be an antique dealer and restorer, so he has some stock to get rid of as well, because I think the wax is taking over the business. And also, it's going to be nice to meet the man behind the wax.
That's the worst Bond movie ever.
The spy who waxed me.
Named in the 12th century as the landing spot of the mythical founder of Britain, Brutus of Troy, Totnes' position on the estuary of the River Dart has made it an important market town for many centuries. Today, just next to the heritage South Devon railway line, which once enabled transport of coal, wool and cider to the rest of the UK, it's home to a world-renowned beeswax polish business, run by former furniture restorer Simon Gilboy.
I was 16, I didn't know what I was going to do, and my dad said, I've got you a job, and I didn't have much choice. And I did a 5-year apprenticeship in French polishing. French polishing led on to me dealing with antiques, because people were bringing me antiques. I kept on being asked, what was the best polish to look after your furniture? And I thought, I'm going to create our own beeswax polish. But there are bits and pieces I've had for years and years that Drew might be interested in, because it's not really our thing anymore. He might like rooting around in here and seeing if there's something that catches his eye. Hi, Drew. Hi, T. Are you all right?
Yeah, good, good, good.
Welcome.
Keen to get in and have a look.
Come and have a look.
Right then. Ooh, OK.
So this is where we used to do the restoration work, but now this is where we make the beeswax polish.
This is, for me, this is really good to see because it's a natural evolution. So, a restorer, gone in, time served, can't find the right products, makes the right product.
It's really lucky that we've got it right, and the reviews we get are incredible.
I like things to show their age, but you want them to be, they have to be clean and usable as well. And a wax finish to them is what was on them first, this oil wax finish. That was on them originally, and it adds value. You're polishing money into the job.
So, I mean, you've got some of the bits over here. Can you show us how it's made?
That's the beeswax. The beeswax is where the honey is kept, is the cell structure of it. So it's the honeycomb.
So what's that in there?
So that in there, that's just a glass beaker, and this is going to stir. It's a little magnetized, a little magnet that will sit on top of there. And in a minute, when I switch it on.
OK. Look at that, I like that.
So that's a hot plate, and that's our little stirrer. And obviously, we have this on a larger scale. Then we have beeswax that would go in. We'll turn off that stirrer for a minute, because we've got to wait for that to melt, but we've got to get that up to temperature. So we'd go in.
Simon's secret formula includes other natural waxes, such as that produced by the Brazilian carnauba palm, which adds toughness.
This is miracle wax that we're going to add in here. That comes from the Andes.
That comes from the Andes.
From the Andes.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, so we have pure turpentine, and then we have a little bit of this tiny drop of oil, just not too much, will go in.
He's refined this down to a fine art of knowing exactly which waxes from exactly which country he puts in the different amounts to get the correct wax for these types of finishes.
That's the difference. So that's a dry, old finish, and that is one application of the wax. That's what one application does.
You couldn't give this to a scientist in a lab, because they wouldn't really know the finish you'd need on a George III side table or a Chippendale period armchair. They wouldn't know what you'd want. But Simon does.
You have got some stuff for us to have a look at while
There
we're
is,
here.
yeah, there is. Go have a look.
This is fascinating.
Thank
Good
you.
on you.
Thank you.
Really good on you.
Thank you.
OK, so you've got the sort of remnants of the antique stock.
Yeah,
left
so
in
this
here.
is the remnants of antiques in here.
OK, so you've got this metamorphic surfing table.
Gillows, wearing in gillows.
Marked up?
Yep, it's all fully marked. Underneath, right underneath, is the marking.
Look, it does this lovely thing, watch. That's it. Isn't that nice? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I start to spot a couple of things that are really interesting. One is a metamorphic table. So if you lift the top, the top lifts off and becomes one tier, the middle section becomes another tier, and the base drops down and becomes another tier. They are a useful piece of furniture, and this one's got the added bonus of being made by Gillows.
The Buccaneer Room at London's Carlisle Club was just one of many prestigious projects commissioned to Waring and Gillow, which for over 150 years supplied furniture to the richest homes in Britain. The roots of the company's success lay in the 1730s, when Lancastrian joiner Robert Gillow spotted an opportunity in mahogany imported from the West Indies. With its impressive engineering, this serving table, dating from around 1835, could be worth around £800.
I sort of half like it. It's really going to come down to just how painful is it going to be for you to let it go.
Well, I mean, £700. I mean, it's for
I'm not
Gillows.
feeling. I know. I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling 700 quid.
On the hunt for a mix of diverse and unusual objects, Drew and T have travelled all the way to South Devon to meet a former dealer who's mixing up more than antiques.
This is miracle wax that we're going to add in here. That comes from the Andes.
That comes from the
It's
Andes.
from the Andes.
And in the workshop, Drew's got his work cut out, bargaining for a three-tier Waring and Gillow serving table.
Well, I mean, £700. I mean, it's for
I'm not
Gillows.
feeling. I know. I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling 700 quid. 500 quid.
I need to sell, so yes, deal.
Sure?
Yeah, I think it needs to go.
Thank you very much. I think
thank
that's
you.
about right.
I think that's fair. So yes.
Look at it and I think, I don't want to pay any more than 500 quid for it, because it's a little bit of a plain Jane. It's not very exciting, but I can't ignore the quality. And yep, he goes for it, £500. Fantastic.
There's a couple of other things I had my eye on. Number one is that I've just seen when I was sat down there. What's this about? W.D. Duffin, Gradison Road, West Side, Clapham Common. Title of picture, Auditorium 15. Price in guineas, 15 guineas. That's really, really good.
If you look at it from a distance, can you see the conductor here?
Yeah.
And there's his orchestra.
That's really nice. Loads of paintings here, and then one really strikes me, and it's an Impressionist oil on canvas, and it's called Auditorium. Love it. If you just narrow your eyes slightly and seal those faces, you can hear the music, and it conveys it just by one man doing that on a very small canvas. Brilliant.
It turns out this unusual piece of artwork is the property of one of Simon's former restorers.
Can we get him on the phone and talk about that? Because I really like that.
Yeah.
I've given the game away, but when it comes to things like that, I really like it.
Yeah. Looking at the Impressionist painting of the conductor with the auditorium that you had in here, the little small one. All right, thank you. OK, 500.
So he's giving you some parameters. How about 4?
Fine.
Sold?
Yes.
I'll have it. That's great. I really like that a lot. I always do well on art. I really like buying art. It's my favourite thing to buy above everything. It's lovely. It's a clever little thing. I like it a lot. OK, so what else have we got here?
Right.
These. Tell me about these.
Those are, I think, cashier's lights that would fit above the top of a cashier's desk in a bank.
So we've had a good look round and then spot 2 little lights. Bronze wall-mounted downlighters. These light fittings come from a time when people were really proud of their shops. And banks were wonderful, stately homes that you would walk into. They come from a different age of style and quality. What do you want for those? They're lovely.
£100 for the pair?
Sold, sir. Marvellous. Yeah, I'll take those. They're a very handy piece of lighting, these. They'll solve a problem. Lighting a doorway in a house, particularly in an old period house, can be very difficult. Those would be ideal for them. Use them as downlighters, maybe over a pair of paintings or mirrors as well. There was one thing that I was really interested in, this specimen table. That there, do you know what? I've got the matching one.
Have you?
I've got exactly the same one, and it's got all the same issues that this one has.
The legs just...
You've got another issue that mine didn't have. What are you charging for this top, then?
Yeah, charge for the top.
It's got 3 good legs.
Yeah.
The needs of British colonialists wanting home comforts in India during the 19th century spurred local artisans to produce furniture now known as Anglo-Indian, recognisably English in form, but using Indian traditional joinery and decorative elements. The top of this octagonal table may have been designed to provide a talking point, displaying contrasting specimen samples of Indian timbers, including the incredibly rare Coromandel, a richly patterned form of ebony. It could be worth around £1,500.
Well, give me a clue. What do you want?
I don't know. I don't know what, £200? I don't know. What would you? 180, 200?
No, I'll give you 200 quid for it.
£200?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they're quite valuable when they're done.
Yeah, when they're done.
We get it for the bargain price of a couple of £100. It's going to cost me about 400 to do it properly. New carved under gallery, under tier, and that needs doing, the leg needs putting back on, then the whole thing cleaning. And we'll give it a nice coat of wax too. What I've walked away with today, a wonderful 19th century specimen table. Great, needs restoration, but really good once we've done the work to it. And that fabulous painting. I think the painting's my favourite thing today. And also, we met Simon and saw hands-on what he does all around a great day here at Gilboys.
It was great showing him the waxes. It was lovely to see his enthusiasm for our polishes, but also selling some furniture, do some good old-fashioned dealing. I'm sure I could have got more money for some of it, but it was nice. We need the room, and some of these pieces just needed selling on, and Drew's the man for it. It's been good fun.
Sorted? Yeah. Cool, Dan. Marvellous. Simon, thank
Brilliant.
you so much.
It's been a great day, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good luck to you. We'll
Thank
be in
you ever
touch
so much.
for more wax.
More wax.
All right,
Thank
see
you.
you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Cheers.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Right then, there you go. So how was that? You enjoy that?
That was fantastic.
Gilboys? He's doing a good thing. He's doing a good thing for our business.
It's good to hear you wax lyrical about his work as
I
well.
was wondering when this was going to start. He did put a shine on the day, didn't he?
Yeah, there was no shine taken off.
Oh, God. Right, can we
Yeah,
finish with
it's
those?
out of the system now.
Good.
To to find out more about the Anglo-Indian specimen table Drew bought in Devon, Rebecca's visiting the collection of 18th century curiosities at Burton Constable Hall, near Hull, with curator Philippa Wood.
Philippa, this is beautiful, but it doesn't look anything similar to Drew's specimen table.
No, well, specimen tables are as varied as the materials that make them. So they all have a very similar purpose. Each and every one of these little squares is a specimen of a type of marble. What people would do is they would go on a grand tour in the 1800s, and they would go to all of these different places around Europe, and they would collect pieces like this. Each and every one of these pieces would have come from a different quarry, a different area of interest, sometimes even from historic buildings, if it had been reclaimed or recycled. And they would all be collected together in one massive table. And when they brought that table back here, it would show off to their friends where they'd been, and it would give an idea that they were interested in science and art.
It's a better way of displaying your knowledge, your interests, and you've got something functional, not just knickknacks hidden in a beautiful cabinet.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
No, it really is.
Philippa, that's fascinating. Drew's table is in a sort of much more simple form. I mean, we're thinking from the style of the base that it could be Indian.
Yes, Indian sounds quite possible. So each and every one of these triangles is a different type of wood, obviously, whereas we have a different square for each quarry, each different type of stone. All of these are representing a different type of tree that people might have seen in their travels.
This was a time when travel was only just opening up. It was only just sort of feasible. So for somebody to return from their adventures with that and putting that in their front room,
it would have been amazingly exotic, and it would definitely have been a status symbol, wouldn't it?
One of the surest ways of finding a winning mix of pieces is to head for a location where more than one expert dealer is displaying their wares. So today, Drew and T are heading 200 miles northeast to a London venue which promises both quality and variety.
Today, Crystal Palace Antique Centre. I have bought from there before, and I bought well. I do remember you always remember when you bought something good from somewhere. And I bought a really nice pair of low open bookcases from there. So well worth a return visit. And we're meeting a guy called Ben, who works there and is also one of the dealers there as well. Specialises in sort of fairly high-end modernist furniture.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In 1851, after the Great Exhibition, which showcased products from around the globe, the giant glass building which housed it was moved from Hyde Park to a hilltop in southeast London. Rebuilt among Italianate terraces and a park adorned with sculptures, the Crystal Palace became an events venue and gave its name to the local area before it burnt down in 1936. Nowadays, close to the historic site is a modern-day London landmark, also bringing together objects from across the country and beyond. An extraordinary collaboration of antique dealers, today represented by Ben Adams.
So Crystal Palace Antiques is a four-floored former Victorian fabric warehouse. We now contain about 16, 17 dealers, all with a different kind of vision of what they do. We're probably the biggest kind of operation of this kind in London. So we've got everything here really from kind of Belgian mid-century to Danish mid-century, from Flemish stuff to Georgian to Victorian. So some stuff can be the classic kind of house clearance. Some stuff can be from people who are really travelling quite a long way to source things.
Hello.
Hi there.
Ben.
Yeah.
Drew,
Hi.
how you doing?
How you doing?
Hi, I'm T. You all right?
T, all right?
Come to have a look round.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Can we have the full tour, please?
Yeah, you can have the full tour. Come with me.
Any antiques warehouse in London is always a joy. They're vibrant, they move quickly. If something good turns up, it ain't around long.
Right, so this is... Well, I'll have to bring you here first, because this is my bit. There's 16 dealers here.
Wow. So each room's got a different dealer in it?
Kind of, yeah.
This is just you?
This is just me, yeah. A few of the
Very
dealers have
smart.
got spots around, but yeah.
This is very, very good.
Thanks.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. I love the rosewood there. That's really nice.
That is quite a thing, yeah.
Isn't it beautiful? You could put like a George II mirror above that, and it would look great.
Exactly. Yeah. That's Coford Larson's Danish.
So even the posters are great as well. First port of call, Ben's room. Very clever, very good, very knowledgeable, nicely put together. Interesting because he's using some of this graphic art as well, which I really approve of. It's a great look.
Well, my dad was an antique dealer, but he was an antique dealer of like Victorian, Georgian stuff. So it's my rebellion as well.
But I am seriously impressed.
Thank you.
Well, it's an understanding. It's a real deep understanding of the genre, and that's always good to see. I suppose we better go and look at some other stuff.
Yeah,
this is very nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good warehouse, though, isn't it? What was it for?
It was a textile warehouse.
He's great, isn't he? Look at him, he's a right miserable old bugger. Mayor of Exeter, 165 quid. I bet he didn't think he'd be changing hands for 165 quid once, did he, when he was the Mayor of Exeter? Look at the state of that. That is a right... Look at the expertly repaired. I like that. He's just like, what? Just what do you want from me now?
Could you stop talking to that mirror, please?
So we're up on one of the floors, and there is a painting of a slightly sombre old guy in mayoral dress, and he's the Mayor of Exeter. And what attracts me to it is paint on his eyes have fallen away. And that just makes him look even more sinister than he really looks. It's just got that something. It'll set a mood in a room for not a lot of money.
This well-executed oil-on-canvas portrait of an English gentleman official dates from around 1840, and the paint shows signs of its nearly 2 centuries of age. In need of remounting and cleaning, it would bring character to a country house, pub or hotel decor. It could be worth around £400.
Can that be really cheap?
Very possibly, I can ask on that one.
Can it be 100 quid?
In a South London antique centre with a rich mix of dealers to choose from, Drew's found a fellow grumpy old bloke.
He's great, isn't he? Mayor of Exeter, 165 quid. I bet he didn't think he'd...
And he's asked for a call to the dealer, hoping to get the 19th century portrait for £100.
OK, so, the Mayor of Exeter.
The Mayor of Exeter.
The Mayor of
How much
Exeter.
is the poor old fella?
Well, reluctantly, she will accept, 100.
Yeah?
Obviously, because it needs that bit of work, but, yeah.
That's very good of us.
We'll
so
do
thank
that.
you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have it. Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
OK.
Thank you. Another miserable old bloke joins...
3 of us in the van on the way back.
Ben goes off, comes back, boom, yeah, £100, it's mine. It's going to end up probably in a hotel. It's got that look, you know, sort of boutique-y hotel thing about it. Not for the British Museum, but for 100 quid, it certainly says enough. There's 2 things here that I've got a bit of interest in. That pair of bedsides.
Right.
They could be of interest. Could we just... Can I just pull them out and get them together
Yeah,
type thing,
take
yeah?
those lights off, yeah.
Pairs of bedside cabinets. One of those things you don't really think about until you have to go and get some. They're difficult to find nice ones, you know, and these are lovely. They're so understated. They're only simple. They've just got that lighter section of timber to the centre, which looks like 2 stripes down it, and it gives them a balance and it gives them a bit more interest.
This pair of simple cabinets is well constructed in oak, with the wood grain cleverly used to add design interest. Dating from the mid-20th century and in need of only minor repair to one shelf and a light wax polish, they could be worth around £300.
£160, can you do anything on them?
140.
Lovely, sold. Thank
Yep.
you very much. Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely love those. They're great, aren't they? £140 is not going to buy you a pair of sort of mass-produced chipboard junk that's going to last about 5 minutes. That's oak, very nicely put together, but they're great. Oh, this is great looking up here, isn't it?
Nice floor with all the light.
Yeah. Really cool. Oh, God almighty. Who decided to put this on the top floor? Ugh.
But this is all Jerome stuff, which largely comes from kind of Belgium, really.
We've come right into the roof of the shop now. It's a great big 19th century cast iron urn, very heavy, and it's a Tarza urn, so it's shallow form. So you get Campana urn, that sort of shape, you know, taller. Tarza urn, shallower. So it's great because the scale of it, it's nice and wide. It's not a little piddly one, which you can't do anything with. You want a decent-sized one so you can get a big central flower plant in it and then lots of trailing ivies or something around the outside. What would you let that go for? 390 on it. What would you let that go?
Jerome's pretty good. He would probably do...
Yeah. Will he do a deal?
He might do a deal, yeah. So I could always get him on the phone, but I could probably quite happily say about 340.
I was hoping you were going to say 300 quid.
Right, yeah.
But
well,
he's got to make his money as well.
Well, I could try him on that.
No, I don't want to kick the guy. 340, I'll take it.
OK.
Thank you very much.
You pop it in the lift.
Yeah, downstairs. I don't want it up here. Oh, that is for the size of it, that is a monster. This one's also got some nasty, horrible white paint all over it, just like white gloss from your house. We will scrape that back down to what's left of the original paint. But for £390 asking, with a bit of discount, we're making money. So today, a return trip to me to Crystal Palace Antique Centre. I got the painting of the Grumpy Mayor, the Mayor of Exeter. It's great. But I think my favourite buy is the very sort of straightforward, no-nonsense pair of bedsides. They're not the finest thing in the world, but one thing they are is extremely honest, highly original, and nicely made. And it's the sort of thing you could mix into a very fancy interior and they'd still work. They have enough about them. All sorted?
Yeah.
Marvellous. Ben, thank you, mate.
All right, thanks
Much
a lot, then, guys.
appreciated. And I'm sure we'll see you again.
Yep, great.
See you later.
Thanks,
Take
have
care.
a good trip.
Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
That was good. I was happy with what we bought. I think buy of the day for me, and not a lot of money, was that little pair of bedside.
Yeah, they were lovely.
Weren't they nice? And then another grumpy old bloke joins the throng in my warehouse of miserable old buggers. The Mayor of Exeter.
Do you go around other dealers now with paintings? You go, Mayor of Exeter, got. Mayor of Bath, oh, swap.
What a fantastic week. Gilboy's waxes, just the smell. We can't do smell-o-vision, but if I could get across to you just how nice it smelled, with all the waxes, it felt great, and a nice buy. Into London buying, you can buy well in central London. It's right there on your doorstep. Go and buy from them. And then the flea circus. I have to say, that is in my top 3 of days ever in coming up to 30 years of buying. It's one of the most joyous, unexpected experiences, not only of my buying career and antiques career, but of my life. It makes every minute of the day travelling around the world, buying things, and then a guy in a shed in Suffolk does that, and that's magical.